Computer got shut down, strangely. Could be the little heater I had by my feet giving me issues. Could be something shifted and turned the power strip off. All I know is it dropped, and I'm gonna have to hopefully be able to pick up where the mission got cut. Worst case scenario, I have to do the whole solar spacewalk again. Now the game's of course running a bit slower. Continue into the void. Dyson Sun Control.
Greetings, I am Admiral Tuvok. The man behind the crates is Doctor. Main power is offline. The ship has...
We're moving away from the bomb, right?
Yep. I gotta do the whole damn mission over again. I was hoping I would be able to pick up where I dropped, but maybe we'll see the other side of the missions.
Good thing you're here. I'll try to get the ship on...
I am not detecting the Voth that killed the captain. He is using cloak technology. Tactically, his best option is to remain and attempt to waylay us one by one. We must move forward. Trapped Voth will be attempting to circumvent my modifications. What do you suggest?
You're giving me a phaser?
Unfortunately. I'm gonna have to restart the game. It's being wonky. Let's see if I can get this thing to work. Again, it's not giving me all the sound that's supposed to be here. And yes, even with starting the game with the headset already in.
If I understand this correctly, we can restore main power activating consoles that match the symbol up here. After the first one is activated, we'll only have 20 seconds to activate the other two. If we don't, the system will defend itself. Also, activating the wrong consoles will trigger the system's defenses. Be careful. That looks right. That looks right. That did it. The final console is unlocked.
There we go.
This does not bode well. By restoring main power.
What are we going to do? My help? Tuvok said that? All right. I think if I try this...
Dr. Cooper, we require a solution.
I'm working on it. Vulcans. If I can just try that... Yes, I have it. I've done some...
Allow me. Instead of activating slim enough that I cannot...
God damn it, why am I having so much more trouble this time through? Anywhere near this amount of trouble last time. I don't know what's going on.
Arm yourself. It is the Voth who killed the captain.
Yeah, it's not even working through the speakers. It's really weird. Maybe it's just the mission messed up. I don't know. You may want to put a shield up around the door. It appears that all that stands before us and our goal is the cold vacuum of space.
My modification success. No response.
Do you really need me out there? I know. Well. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
Calm yourself, Doctor. Conserve your oxygen. There is a large
After I finish this, I think this part of the story is over. Let me check. There's 2 more missions after it. Okay.
The door is sealed. Any ideas, Doctor?
After this mission, now that I've got the sound working right, I think, in the headsets, I'm going to restart again and see if the next mission I don't have these glitches with the sound anymore. I really hate this part of the mission. God damn it! Such a stupid fucking mechanic. Just let me Magna boot onto the edge of the metal. No?
Something has closed the doors. Most unsettling.
I think the station's defenses are activating.
Just broken pieces of metal. Yeah, it happens. Things look like things.
I remember this room. The security protocols shut us out when we first arrived.
Prepare yourself. We must defend Dr. Cooper.
I need you to
Wow.
activate a console while I work on this.
Yeah, you'll get there eventually. All it requires is playing. Just gotta play, eventually you'll be using tier 6 ships like me. Currently, I am a Klingon or allied Romulan with this character.
I need you to activate a console while I work on this.
Though I do have a Federation and a Klingon character I play for stream.
We're through.
Yep. Doo-doo. You must power down the room's shielding to access the control panels. Oh yeah, Romulans are an interesting group to play. This character is a science officer.
There we go. The deactivation program is moving nicely.
Doctor, I'm detecting something curious. Energy levels in the gateway in front of us are rising at an exponential rate. It appears to be activating.
What? Let me check. Oh, this is not good. The gateway is designed to be an escape hatch in the event this station goes offline. We cannot deactivate the jump protocols without activating the gateway as well.
Is there any way to override the protocols?
None that I can see. If we want to stop the jump, we have to activate that gate.
It seems we have little choice. Your thoughts?
That's pretty cool. Engineer's fun.
As Tuvok said, we have no choice. If we want to stop this sphere from moving, we need to activate the gateway. Our time here is limited. The Voth will return in force. We have to do this now. There is no other option. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have found a better way. I failed you both.
Do not dwell on this. If there was another option, we would have found it. One moment. We are being hailed. Tuvok here.
Chief Engineer Tarkram of the Dyson here, Admiral.
Acknowledged, Chief. Are all of your systems restored?
The opening of the gateway cleared up the ambient distortion disruptions. Do you need transport?
Yes, I want to get off this station now.
We are ready to depart. Chief, do you have a lock?
Admiral Tuvok, come in!
Dyson, 3 to beam up.
We can't get a lock. You need to get out of the hot zone. Move!
My character is a Romulan faction character who's allied with Klingons from the Romulan Republic. And as for why Tuvok's with me, it's because at this point in the game, the stories for all three factions have merged. So it's everybody working together at this point.
Just give the word.
Yeah, I'm doing the Dyson Sphere story arc, which is essentially after the official end of the...
I'm Chief Engineer Tarkaram. The fleet and your ship are still engaged with the Voth, but several Voth ships are making their way towards the gateway. One of their dreadnoughts has already passed through. As the only available ship, we have orders to stop the other Voth from entering the gateway.
Understood. Let's see what this ship can do. Because more or less the war storyline's over at this point. Plasma. I don't know why I blow it up. I didn't see myself taking that much damage. Yeah, it is a bit of ships. Yeah, you can do a point singularity as a one of the quantum singularity skills. You mean this? You can do that by using your singularity energy that all Romulan ships have from their drive core. However, if you, with a science ability, you can open up a gravity well as well and just keep that ship trapped in place forever. Well, not forever. Yeah, true. Yeah, well, Voth ships are always annoying to fight like this. Well, part of it's because they keep using science abilities on me to drain my ship's power. The other part is that the Voth ships have the ability to just randomly become immune to damage because of an ability they have. And since I'm not using my ship, I don't have my ship's abilities to counter this shit. This is a mission ship, not a proper ship. Though you can get this ship as a proper ship if you're willing to pay for a lot of lockbox keys.
But one dreadnought did go through the gateway. If my readings are correct, it is passing into another Dyson sphere. This one deeper in the Delta Quadrant. If the Voth are allowed to enter another sphere, they will try to claim it, as they have fought to claim this one.
Enter the gateway.
Navigational readings indicate we are in the Delta Quadrant. However, we are inside a Dyson sphere, and there are no known structures of this type in this region. I'm detecting the presence of a Starfleet vessel, the USS Gold. That ship disappeared on a survey of the Jenolan Dyson Sphere at the precise instant the Iconian Gateway network was reset to save New Romulus. This sphere was discovered by the crew of the USS Jenolan in 2294. The USS Enterprise D rescued Montgomery Scott, a survivor of the Jenolan 75 years later. However, it now appears that the Jenolan sphere has the same jump capabilities as the Solanae, and moved to this location with the gold inside.
Dun dun dun!
I am detecting disabled systems on the gold, but there is no weapons damage. Also, sensors indicate that the Voth Dreadnought has its weapons armed, but has not fired. What do you suggest?
Hail the gold and find out what they know. But like I said, you can get this ship and its Federation and Klingon counterparts, but you have to have Lobi crystals to get them. And the only way to get Lobi crystals is to open up lockboxes, which require you to have master keys.
Thank the prophets. I knew someone would find us. We were on a routine survey in the Jenolan Dyson Sphere when something happened. Systems that have been dormant for centuries activated. The energy readings were off the scale. Then a flash and... I don't want any trouble. I'm on a mission of exploration. Let me tell you how we got here, and maybe that will convince you. We were on a routine survey in the Jenolan Dyson Sphere when something happened. Systems that have been dormant for centuries My nav computer claims we're in the Delta Quadrant. If that's right, this entire Dyson Sphere somehow moved itself more than 50,000 light years from its previous position. Since then, we've been stuck. I would have taken Voyager's path back home if we could get out of the sphere. The doors were locked tight and the gateway powered down as soon as we arrived. Glad to have the help. Supplies are running low. But what was that ship that just passed us? Shares some signs of Voth tech, but our databanks don't have anything like that. Another Dyson Sphere? It's taken us 40 years to study this one, and we're not even close to understanding it. And if that ship was Voth, it would explain why they ignored our hails. They came in with their weapons armed and then simply stopped. Didn't see us as a threat. The ship set course for the sealed door and is just sitting there. They're ignoring us. I promised my crew we'd get home. If you could send over a team with some spare components, I can get this ship ready to travel.
We'll transfer a few of our transport a few of our engineers to help as well.
I have extensive experience with the Voth. While they are arrogant, it is not like them to completely ignore a potential threat. It may be that they sense a greater danger. I suggest we approach and attempt to hail them. Voyager found that some Voth were open to negotiation. We should make every attempt to find a peaceful solution.
Well, that's how they make it so you don't have to pay the subscription fee. They get money from the ships and all that sort of stuff.
Warning, ship is under attack.
The Voth are moving towards the door.
Tuvok?
Your query will have to wait, Doctor. Shields are down and we...
You're not...
You're not Cooper.
The weak shall perish.
Captain, the Undine outside of the sphere are powering weapons. The mammalian ship is still disabled.
Arm all weapons. We will destroy the creatures and then return for the mammals.
Oh, it was just, I think it's the background that comes with that ship.
I am unharmed, but we are in danger. We are deep within the Delta Quadrant, right where Cooper wanted us. We do not know how long this infiltrator has impersonated Cooper.
Oh, that's the Klingon variant of the Dyson ship.
However, I am quite familiar with the tactics of Species 8472. We will repel the Undine and survive to warn the Alpha Quadrant of the renewed threat.
Since technically I would get the Klingon bridge rather than the Federation bridge. It's also an interesting angle you don't normally get to fight at. Yep. Pretty much any mission where it's not your own ship is harder because you don't use that ship that you're playing for the mission and it may not have your weapon set up and you very rarely will get your actual bridge officers, so you might have abilities you're not accustomed to. Oh, I have the ability to create holographic warbirds.
Hull integrity below 4%.
Or in the case of the ability I just did, the ability to create a warp shadow to confuse the enemy's fire.
The Lasette is here to provide any assistance you require.
Warning. Ship is below 75%.
Yeah, it's nice to have backup. And the headset setup's not working right, so some of the dialogue's not playing, and too much shit's going down for me to read it. Hopefully with the next playthrough of this mission, it'll be a little bit more functional.
Looks like you could use a hand.
And now the Enterprise is here.
Is that all, the
It is not over yet, Captain. 2 Undine dreadnoughts are approaching.
About the time the Fortescue should show up. Crazy battle, huh?
arrived sooner, but there was a Voth fleet in the way. Congratulations on a successful mission. Now the Romulan Republic will take over. We'll set up a command center for further operations. I'm sure Command will contact you when your presence is needed.
Aren't we supposed to be allies? What gives you the authority to take control?
Neither the Republic nor the Klingon Empire has any authority in this sphere. This sphere was discovered by the crew of the USS Janolan, a Starfleet vessel. It was mapped by the USS Enterprise D, a Starfleet vessel. Since then, it has been studied and claimed by the United Federation of Planets. We will be the ones who determine what happens here. No one else.
What gives the Federation the authority to claim something they didn't create?
We've worked with the Alliance in the Solanae sphere because that was the best option. But this sphere, no matter its location, has been under Federation control for 4 decades. If you want to study the sphere, we can open negotiations. But the current state of war makes that a less than optimal option. Until then, I will defend the Federation's claim if I must.
We must work together to fight the Undine.
Fighting over this sphere is not an option. It would divide our strength. Precisely what would benefit the Undine. The Voth chose to fight instead of cooperate. They were destroyed. We can choose not to be enemies. It is time we did so.
This matter is far from settled. We cannot simply put aside territorial claims because someone else wants what we have. However, I will consult with Sub-Commander Cole and Starfleet Command and discuss the situation.
Oh, now I remember. You get the Enterprise if you're allied with the Klingons. You get the Bordescu if you're allied with the Federation. And that's how you do your conflict with.
The Romulan Republic will continue to take responsibility for areas within our jurisdiction, but I do not wish to cause a rift in what has been a successful joint action. However, I will not be put in a position where I must choose between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. We have agreements on both sides that must be honored. Sub-Commander Cole can handle the details. I am a ship captain, not an administrator.
Cooper's departure has lifted the miasma in my mind. An affliction that I did not even realize was there. He was influencing me. He used the psychic abilities of the Undine to influence my thoughts. And the results are an effect of my failure.
Probably
I've been able to detect his influence.
Torpedo or something.
We have fulfilled our mission to neutralize the jump capabilities of the Solanae sphere, only to open up a gateway that the Undine can now use to reach our space. They will no longer have to create rifts from fluidic space. Was this Cooper's plan all along? I suggest we return to Sub-Commander Cole. We must attempt to save the fragile peace of the Alliance.
The sphere is under Federation control.
This sphere is only accessible through an Alliance-controlled gateway.
Then perhaps it is time to end this alliance.
This is neither the time nor the place for this.
Commander Jarrah is correct. The Undine are a threat to us all. Now they have direct access to our space. I propose a summit. We must decide together what we must do to protect the Alpha Quadrant. Our disputes may need to be put aside in the face of a greater enemy. I volunteer to mediate these talks. Dr. Cooper manipulated me to achieve his goals. It is only logical that I take responsibility for what has happened here.
Very well, Vulcan. We will finish this later.
Yeah, because torpedoes that can be destroyed, once they can be attacked, if they don't hit a target while in flight, they'll randomly just detonate in the background. Could not have anticipated all of this, Admiral. I feel for Admiral Tuvok. I was fooled by Cooper's disguise as well. Tuvok and I will begin working on the next steps. We need to get everyone to sit down together and we can discuss what we should do before we start shooting one another. I will contact you for your aid once we create a plan. Once we have concrete plans. You can rest assured we will need your help in this. Alright. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break to reset the game. And get something to drink, and I'll be right back after that. If he'd gone too far, he couldn't. You know? Oh, isn't it? It's like the ship has like fours inside like domes, right? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this movie before. Huh. And I'm back. Had to go get some coffee. I got 2 more missions to do. Should be able to finish them. And then call it a day. But yeah, that's my current actual ship. The T6 event ship. Which actually, you could you might not be able to pull it off now, but if you had been putting in points, you should have that ship by now. Because Time and Tide only requires you to be level 10 to play it. The Undine have started to invade the Dyson space. Employed, destroy the vault that were previously engaging in the vault sector. Alright. Quantum Slipstream a go! Yum 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 yum. Okay. Go to Battle Zone. Gotta go to the sphere space so I can get this mission complete, and then I'll do the next mission. Well, the ship by itself is brown, but the visuals from the space set I have on it make it this color. Like if I go into the ship here, go to disable and disable, it'll look like it normally does. But with the visuals on, ship looks like that. It's also why the engine contrail's got that blue to it. Just waiting for everything.
Captain, you are in the Undine battle zone. Our goal is to close fluidic rifts to destroy Undine planet killers. Here is our plan. This is a map of the battle zone. We have 3 different methods of closing the rifts. When a rift is open, the area is red. When we close a rift, it will change to blue. Closing rifts advances our progress, shown by this meter. When it is full, we can launch our attack on the planet killers. We must defeat at least one planet killer for the operation to be considered a success.
Good luck.
I don't know, that guy just kind of reminds me of Winston Churchill. Let's see. Admiralty system. Well, in the Admiralty system, you can go through and send ships on various types of missions. Fight the Undine in the battle zone. Alright. Now we go into mission selection. Go to Solanae. Now we've completed that particular mission. We go to do this one. Recent events have underscored the threat of the Undine, native species of fluidic space. These aliens are using the Federation including the Federation using their shape-shifting abilities, telepathic abilities, and in an attempt to form a united front against the threat. I have called for a summit to discuss means by which the various governments of the Alpha and Beta Quadrant can detect and neutralize the Undine presence. For the location of the talks will be the Janolan Dyson Sphere. Control of this site currently is under dispute by the Federation, the Klingon Empire, and the Romulan Republic. However, I believe that access to the sphere should be secondary concern to that of the threat of the Undine. Your experience in the field may provide some valuable perspective, as well as a moderating influence. Oh, this in here, the battle zone, that's multiplayer stuff. But it's team multiplayer stuff. Basically, you and a team of players against the computer.
We are fighting a war on multiple fronts. We have to consider the Borg, the Undine, and the Romulans, as well as the Klingons.
I see now my deception has been exposed.
Starfleet has lost too many ships and too many good men and women to a fight we now know was caused by Iconian and Undine influence.
Is that...
an Iconian gateway? Yes, I believe it is.
Into the gateway, now!
Are all those markers Iconian gateways?
Sir, we've been scanning the gateway. The monitors on the bridge are all showing an Omega.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. We are within the Solanae Dyson Sphere, a spherical structure built around a star.
We now know why the sphere generates vast amounts of omega particles. It is designed to use those particles as fuel to jump to any area of space.
It now appears that the Jenolan sphere had the same jump capabilities as the Solanae, and moved to this location.
You're not Cooper.
We will repel the Undine, and survive to warn the Alpha Quadrant of the renewed threat. The Undine are a threat to us all. I propose a summit. We must decide together what we must do to protect the Alpha Quadrant. Our disputes may need to be put aside in the face of a greater enemy.
And now, the continuation.
$24.10.
Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. I will admit that I did not expect to be here with Voyager again. It is agreeable. Thank you for agreeing to attend this conference and supporting my position on the Undine. However, reaching a consensus today will be difficult.
Vorcha!
Many different agendas will be represented here today. I will speak to you in person shortly. Log out.
Always like the look of the Vorcha class battle cruiser.
I'm glad to have you here. This conference is a significant opportunity for our people. But given our relatively new position, I feel it can be hard to get the other galactic powers to see us as anything more than helpless refugees. That needs to change. Please follow me to the conference room. I have a feeling we have a long day ahead of us.
Tritanium. I hate that it'll randomly drop your abilities like that.
It is my sincere hope that the Romulan Republic will join the galactic community in addressing the threat posed by the Undine. This is also an opportunity to open dialogues regarding other pertinent matters. I would recommend assisting your pro-council while we complete our final preparations. The talks will begin shortly.
I have some concerns about this conference, but I am sure that you will be able to allay them. My only goal is to ensure that our people's desires are not overlooked. I would be gratified if you would assist me with the following issues.
What do I do now? Okay.
Now that the sphere has moved, we'll need to re-establish a security baseline.
Survey team's still on track for the next grid, but we don't want to disrupt any power relays while we're in this dark part of the sphere.
The conference security. We don't want the Romulans to think that we're...
So far, it doesn't seem like there's any issues, but we'll find out soon enough. Because these random talking people out around here don't have voice dialogue. It's all text. I'm assuming at some point in the future, if they make a sequel to this game, they'll do more voice acting from the get-go.
The delegates have all arrived. The presentation will begin shortly. You have some time to familiarize yourself with the other ambassadors and their positions. I suggest that you do so.
We will have an opportunity to take a leadership role here. Our knowledge of the Solanae sphere should be an advantage. In addition, we control the gateway to the spheres in Taudewa space. We've built a home, and you fought to preserve it. Now, we need to secure our place among the stars.
That's not the only thing we need to decide here. What about the Undine?
Yes, the Undine. Very interesting. My security advisors have been looking over the data, and we are all very curious to hear what you and Admiral Tuvok have to say on the matter.
Thank you for attending, Proconsul. Take position at the podium. Yeah, the Federation ambassador can be a bit trying. I think is a good way to describe it.
The Zindi are here to support Admiral Tuvok's call for cooperation. We know what tragedies befall a people who are being manipulated by outsiders, as we once were. The Undine's lies and manipulation remind us of the Sphere Builders, whose deceptions led us to make one of the greatest mistakes in our history. There are 5 races on my world. We all know reaching a consensus can be difficult, but the Zindi are living proof that if we put aside animosity, our differences can make us stronger.
The Federation's position is quite clear. We believe the only way to safeguard the future of the Alpha and Beta Quadrants is for all of the galactic powers to behave as reasonable entities and work together to oppose those who would threaten our worlds. It doesn't matter if that threat comes from the Undine, the Borg, or the Iconians. The response is the same.
That was unexpectedly brief. Thank you, Ambassador. I love that line. The character's just like, whoa! You actually managed to do it without a bunch of word salad.
The Romulan Republic has thus far proven to be a fairly reliable ally. If you wish to continue to make a positive impression on the Empire, when you speak with the other delegates, you should underscore the severity of the threat posed by these shapeshifters. You are familiar with the machinations of the Tal Shiar. Imagine if they had the ability to appear as anyone at any time. That is the danger of the Undine.
Satas is pretty cool. But then again, the Gorn are pretty cool. Oh, that's because technically what you're hearing is his words being translated. So the background noise you hear when they talk is actually what they're saying before it's translated by the universal translator.
We are almost ready to begin. Will you complete the final preparations for the conference while I speak to Captain Sean? After that, your assistance in encouraging everyone to take their seats would be appreciated. I must join the Federation delegation.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things they do with the Gorn. The Breen have something kind of like that too.
Yes, I'm going.
Thank you for taking your seat.
I was just going. Don't rush me.
Screw you too, lady!
Huh. Yes, I will take my seat.
Ah, the Ferengi. One of my stream characters is a Ferengi.
I suppose we can begin.
Maybe they're like those ergonomic chairs which look like they're horrifyingly uncomfortable to sit in, but really are actually quite comfortable.
The Undine represent a clear and present danger to not only the Federation, but also the Klingon Empire and Romulan Republic. The damage done here by a mere handful of ships is clear evidence for the need for cooperation.
With respect, Admiral, the Romulan Republic is quite capable of leading exploration and security measures here, just as we have led efforts to secure the Solanae sphere. My militia...
I find it interesting that the Federation suddenly has concerns about the Undine now. Where was the Federation when the Empire discovered Undine infiltrators in the Alpha Quadrant? Or is the Federation only interested now the Undine threatens something you want?
Given the exceptionally complicated nature of such
Ambassador, given what we now know, that was a mistake. The Empire recognized the Undine threat years ago. We didn't.
You admit you are wrong?
The evidence provided by Admiral Tuvok and his team is sound.
Thank you, Captain Sean. However, dwelling on past mistakes will not solve the problems of the present.
Our fleet stands ready to protect both spheres from the Undine.
The Undine can wait. We have more important business to discuss. Who owns this sphere? I represent a consortium of businessmen on Ferenginar. We are prepared to invest significant venture capital into transforming this sphere into a vacation destination to rival Risa. I have a proposal of 500,000 bars of... What's that?
Tuvok to Voyager. Report.
A massive fleet of Undine vessels just appeared from a rift. They're setting a course for the gateway.
The Undine? What do they want?
Unknown. Direct to Lisette. Track their course.
Enterprise to Captain Sean. We're receiving a distress signal from Earth's space dock.
Sean to Federation Fleet. Red alert. Prepare for immediate departure.
The Federation is our enemy, but the Undine attack like assassins in the night.
We will crush the Kamiku!
A significant Undine force is headed for the Sol system. The issue of the spheres, and your people's alliance with the Federation, will be meaningless unless the Undine are stopped. Are you willing to join the fight?
Beam up and follow Undine fleet to Earth. This is actually a pretty cool sequence here coming up. Long, though. I'm going to give you a warning. This is going to be basically a continuous battle for the next hour.
I am picking up several distress calls from across the system. Curious. There are fewer Undine vessels than we witnessed using the gateway. Negative. The subspace relay booster network appears to be offline. I am reading Undine ships attacking Earth space dock, as well as attacks on the lunar colonies and the orbital habitat on the far side of Earth.
Agreed. Enterprise will clear the area around the lunar colonies.
Understood. We'll head toward Earth space dock.
Fine. Jirok and I will clear the far side of the planet.
Good hunting.
Enterprise will set course for Luna.
Orsky and Lisette lead the fight on the far side of Earth.
Well, it's because I'm in a science ship. Science ships are always faster. like I said, there's a difference between using my own ship and using a ship that the game gives you. Because with my own ship, I have my skills all set up. Well, that's gonna happen when you're in the middle of a pitched space battle.
Still in range? There are Undine hunting parties on Earth space dock. We're fighting them, but comms are spotty. I was lucky to get an external signal working. We need any assistance you can spare.
You trust us on your station?
You're supposed to be our allies, aren't you? Right now, I'd let the Borg on board if they'd help us drive out the Undine.
We will render what assistance we can.
I've received orders from New Romulus. In light of this situation, the Lisette is being recalled to defend the homeworld. You should stay here and assist Starfleet. They sound like they need your help.
Understood. Admiral Tuvok, recommendations?
The boarding parties on Earth space dock should be our main concern. The Undine will be attempting to cripple Starfleet operations, gain valuable data, and capture ranking officers. We cannot afford to allow them to succeed. I am prepared to beam down immediately. Your assistance will greatly improve our chances of success.
And yes, Tuvok is currently the captain of the Voyager.
Earth space dock has sustained severe damage from multiple Undine boarding parties. We must locate Admiral Quinn. The most expedient path to the Admiral's office is through those doors. Our mission objectives are clear. We must ascertain the whereabouts of Admiral Quinn and expel all Undine boarders. Teams from other ships have beamed to lower decks here on the station. While the Klingons' willingness to assist the Federation is unexpected, it is gratifying to be united in purpose with our allies from the Republic.
Had to take the headset off because my ears were starting to get sweaty.
Everything hurts. Oh. What? Who? Admiral Tuvok? And... I'm sorry, I can't remember if we've met before.
What happened here?
I don't... What? The windows! They came through the windows, walking on the hull. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Earth is supposed to be safe.
Indeed. I can initiate a mind meld. It will calm him, and I will be able to learn what he knows about the attack. This is not my mind to your mind. My thoughts to your thoughts.
Yeah, it's a Horta. You can get them. You get one as a companion if you complete a certain mission a couple of times.
I'm feeling better now. Thank you. The Undine, yes. They just appeared in close orbit. We were taken by surprise and none of the defense systems worked. I don't know why. They've been killing people. I don't know what they want, but they've been systematic about their attacks. They want something.
There is more going on with these boarding parties than mere description. Phaser fire. There are more Starfleet officers fighting nearby.
We should see if we can help you.
We need to manually activate the fire suppression systems.
I think it's the mission Mine Enemy from one of the Romulan story arc missions. Yep. Mainly because most enemies can't resist cryo damage, so it does a lot more damage to several types of enemies. So it's nice to have like a whole bunch of powers based on cryonics.
Admiral Tuvok, I'm gonna help hold this position. I'm not much of a soldier, but I can make repairs and help keep this area clear of Undine. I hope Admiral Quinn is okay. He was on comms a few minutes ago, but the transmission was cut off.
The damage is extensive, but we will rebuild. First, however, we must drive species 8472 back to fluidic space.
Yeah, like the only race I know of that can actively resist cryo weapons is the Breen. Don't really fight Yetis in this game, at least not yet. Essentially the weapon I'm using right now you get from the Breen missions with the Drafari.
The shape-shifting nature of species 8472 makes them a dangerous foe. We will have to proceed with caution to avoid being caught unaware again. Clearly, Admiral Quinn is not here. He may be still alive elsewhere on the station. The logical course of action amid so much chaos will be to re-establish the chain of command. Perhaps we can establish more reliable communications by directly linking to the Starbase's internal systems. The consoles here can be used for that purpose. Make the attempt. I will keep watch for more Undine.
Who is this? Communications are damaged. One moment. This is Admiral Quinn. I suppose that's a valid question. Admiral Tuvok, we spoke briefly about your mission right before you reported back to Voyager. You mentioned your wife and said it was fortunate you had time to visit Vulcan, to see T'Pel before the conference. I suppose an Undine could have discovered that information, but it's unlikely.
Admiral, what is your status?
I'm pinned down in my office with Egan. We've been trying to get internal comms and sensors working. What's your status?
There's still Undine present, but your officers are doing what they can to hold the station.
The Undine boarding parties appear to have some goal in mind, but we are unsure as to what it might be. Admiral, I suggest you hold your position. We will make our way to you.
Hold on, we're on our way. That's the reason I'm using cryo weapons. It's because they're actually pretty dangerous to most enemies. And slow is a great effect on some of the bigger, faster enemies who like to rush into melee range. Yeah, a lot of people use the anti-proton weapons and stuff, or the big miniguns.
Thank you. Now maybe we should... Commander Egan!
Admiral, what's happening?
Egg? Where are you going?
One moment, Admiral.
Intriguing. The amount of resistance Starfleet has offered is unexpected. That being said...
The weak will perish. And you are weak.
He is tapping into the bioship's power matrix.
I hate enemies that just heal themselves in battles like this.
Egan was an Undine? That would explain what happened to our defense grid. He would have known they were coming, and had ample opportunity to sabotage us. Damn, I didn't see that coming. Egan. It's hard to believe. He attacked me mentally, led everyone into a trap. I couldn't stop him. We have much to consider. There may be... Tuvok! What's going on? Tuvok! Can you hear me? Tuvok!
Tuvok! Hello, Tuvok. Egan was too weak. He spent too much time among humans. He served his purpose, and you will be far too late.
Too late for what?
Your quadrant will fall. The weak will perish. This dimension will be cleansed, purified of infestation. Your efforts are meaningless. I know your thoughts, Tuvok.
Indeed, Doctor. But I have taken advantage of this connection to look into your mind as well.
What?
I understand now what your plans are. You will not succeed.
You can't stop us. Tuvok! Tuvok!
Admiral Tuvok! Admiral!
Diversion. This was all a diversion.
What do you mean?
Kronos. Their real target is Kronos. Come. Kronos may not have much time. Your people know what it is like to lose a homeworld. We must help the Klingons save theirs. We have arrived in the Kronos system. At this time, the ruins of Praxis are concealing our arrival from the Undine. The Klingon homeworld defense fleet has engaged the bulk of the Undine forces, but they appear to be taking heavy casualties.
I see that neither the Federation nor the Romulan Republic take this matter seriously. No matter. The Klingon Empire is accustomed to defending the Quadrant from shapeshifters. Come. Since your people have sent you as their token, let us waste no more time.
Reinforcements on the way.
Romulans have promised additional aid, as has Starfleet Command. The Enterprise is contacting all available ships and...
So you say, but all you have are words. Even the Romulans sent assistance, as meager as it may be. The Romulan Republic has made commitments to its allies. We are here to honor them.
I didn't even know there was one. They got me with a bunch of cluster torpedoes, that's why I went down.
distinct tactical disadvantage.
Target shields have failed.
Think of it as an increase in your opportunities to die with honor.
My apologies for being late.
Just one more ship?
Not exactly. We brought a few friends.
You think that's a lot? You should see like when some of the Iconian War missions are played. There's a crazy amount of ships during those. Yep. Because of this fucking portal here. Basically, they're able to trap me in a spot and just pound my shields until they broke with weapons fire.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
What is that thing?
The Undine had brought a large craft through a quantum singularity.
They're powering up weapons!
The Undine have a new planet killer!
Target that ship, and fire all weapons!
No effect! They're too strong!
Voyager has one nanite torpedo remaining from her time in the Delta Quadrant. Such devices proved effective against the Undine in the past. Tactical. Fire when ready.
They took some damage, but the planet killer can still fire. I can get the Aquarius into firing position above her and exploit the opening in her shields, but someone will need to keep the Undine distracted.
Guess who that someone is. You ever wondered what a trench run in Star Trek would look like? Trench run, you know what they used to destroy the Death Star?
Weapons are offline. This is our only chance. Setting the Aquarius on a collision course.
Acknowledged. Do we have Sean's coordinates?
Getting locked now, sir.
He just detonated his warp core inside of it.
He did it, sir! The planet killer has been destroyed.
Tuvok to Allied fleet. Stand down. The Undine are retreating.
Captain Sean,
Transporter room. Did you get him?
Graphic glitch, Tuvok legs.
We have...
Captain Sean to Admiral Tuvok. Permission to come aboard?
The High Council sent a message saying they wish to speak with you. They have requested we transport directly to the High Council chambers.
Hey, Genie.
There are many here who have seen the danger Species A472 presents with their own eyes for the first time. Thank you for your assistance in protecting both Earth and Kronos from the Undine. However terrible, this battle did have one benefit. Today's fight opened the door to what may be a lasting peace between the Federation and the Empire. Now we must have the courage to compromise for the greater good. In its way, that can be more difficult than waging war. The formalities will begin soon. Until then, I must take the time to speak to others who were instrumental in the success of this mission.
We face great threats, but we'll also celebrate great victories.
That was a close one. But I'm fortunate Voyager transported me off the ship at the last second. It would have been a worthy sacrifice. Your people still feel the pain of losing a world. We can't let that happen again.
Glad you're still here, Captain.
I never thought I would be pleased to see a Romulan at my back. But you fight with honor and the ferocity of a true warrior. However, I now see that Worf was correct. There is honor in the Federation as well. The time for our battle against Starfleet has passed. We should turn our blades toward the real enemy. I remember you from the Gateway activation. You fought well today. May our meetings on the battlefield always be as glorious.
I served in Starfleet, and now I serve the Empire. There are many on both sides of the current conflict for whom I have deep respect. I see this as an opportunity. We may find we have more in common than we realize.
I agree, Ambassador.
Your people are survivors, as are mine. Survival may dictate an end to our conflict with the Federation.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you for your assistance during the attack on Earth. You have proven we did the right thing when we allied with the Republic.
The 5 races of the Zindi once tried to exterminate humanity. But through the efforts of a few people who were willing to change, we put aside our weapons and worked through our differences. Now, we are members of the Federation. Peace came with great difficulty, but that is the way of most things worth having. The Undine are here. And they're spreading lies and dividing us from within. Now, more than ever, we need to set aside our animosities and work together for the greater good.
Thank you.
I'm glad we were here to help our allies. It wasn't our fight, but helping to save Sol and Kronos was the right decision. This is the future my father dreamed of.
Thank you, Commander.
Our people come from a culture of deception and division. We've rejected our past in favor of open alliances. Perhaps it's time for the Federation and the Empire to set aside their past as well. We would welcome a ceasefire between our allies.
I admit I did not expect the Federation to act with such honor. I do not know what the final decision of the High Council will be, but rest assured that the Undine will pay. We will hunt down every last Kameku and destroy them for what they have done here today.
Glad to help save your world. speak to Jim Buck.
You fought well for a Romulan.
Thank you. Talk about backhanded compliments.
Many fine warriors have earned their places in Stovacor today. They died with honor, fighting one of our most formidable enemies. The Undine brought the battle to our very threshold. The fine warriors standing before me pushed them back. Let us honor our sacrifices and our accomplishments by ending...
Of the Milky Way, you have come further than we expected, but still you chase our shadows.
We are not here to impress you, demon! We stand united, and there is no one who can...
We give you a single warning. Do not attract our attention again.
That was the reason we need to work together. It's time for our feud to end.
Agreed. From this day forward, all hostilities between the Empire and the Federation will cease.
The Iconians use servitor races and other species to do their fighting for them. Species 8472 has been an unknowing cat's paw of the Iconians for some time. This time, however, the Undine were defeated, and it was our combined strength that allowed us to prevail. Thousands of years ago, the Iconians were defeated by an alliance of races. I predict their ultimate aim has been to prevent such an alliance from happening again. There have been periods in our combined history when the Federation and the Empire have not been at war, but they have not been allies either. This may be the beginning of such a time. It will be up to us to determine what happens next. With time, we may even restore the alliance that came out of the Khitomer Accords. Voyager will return to the Delta Quadrant. There is much to do there, and the Jenolan Sphere will need to be protected from further Undine assaults. I am sure I will see you again. You have been a worthy ally, and your wisdom and courage will be called upon in the days ahead. Until then, live long and prosper.
And that was the end of the Dyson Sphere arc. Despite some technical difficulties, I think it went pretty well. I'm gonna try to hammer out the whole sound glitch, because there were some sound clips that were missing during that mission too. I am humbled by the magnitude of your heroism and sacrifices, though it was my sincere hope that the Romulan Republic could establish a strong presence in the galaxy and walk the tight ropes of alliance between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. You have saved them both. The threat of the Iconian hangs over us, but you have shown that no matter what the scope of our trials, we will overcome them. Go with my thanks and my hopes. I gotta do this mission 18 times. Crap. I'll get that one first.
Congratulations, Admiral.
We will not take escalation just yet. red alert? Sure, we'll do that so we can round out our time for the day.
Jolan True. We must work to security. Your efforts are appreciated.
Why do you sound so pissy when you're telling me my efforts are appreciated? Tholians. Alright, see you later. This is my final words of the day. If you like what I do need help. I am poor as fuck. I have a PayPal. The email associated with that PayPal is Ina_Warlock. Ina is spelled INAH_Warlock at yahoo.com if you want to give to my PayPal. Or if you want to do Patreon, my Patreon is www.patreon.com/Sequana. Your donations will help me get more, help me pay my bills. They'll help me get more stuff for this ship. And then we can get even more powerful. Good night and good sleep.